It was called some Rosas. They gave her a house which was based on the Lake Forest Mall in New Orleans East when I was growing up. These motherfuckers are like, I'm not going to insult roaches by saying this, knowing what I know about my little roach spirits. These motherfuckers are like slippery ass snakes. You get rid of them. Like I say, I've been using 1488 hertz on a cracker, on them crackers, and that, fucks them up. 1488 2 hertz can get your shit back from them. I've been using that, and that's actually a lot stronger than 1248 hertz. I had my little road spirits and some Hispanics try to take over certain timelines so I can get my shit back. And so they became default Illuminati, but in my consciousness, not in the whole. And them motherfuckers been trying to escape that and expunge that. That's why they've been trying to get rid of them, because they my best protection. From what I understand, just like they did with that boy Trevor White. Which I feel is in another timeline, the whitest kid you know, they place you in a realm where you're non-sentient in consciousness, where it's totally white and you don't see anything. That's where they're trying to get me. And it feels like I'm getting closer and ever closer. And they had a bunch of people, including some sheriffs off the PCH. I had them black broads here. One of them, nigga bitches, 5300 can work on them. They run the I heard Santha Muerte, and hopefully they don't try to, because thankfully she on the scene co-op that. In that timeline, spit on me and say, have beaten my ass in that artist loft and stealing my blessings and shit. Say good riddance. Had them sheriffs show, oh, we living large and we doing well, and you on that spaceship, you can never come back. And I'm being made to feel helpless, and I can't see what they see, and I don't want to see it because I feel like it'll really fuck you up and fuck up your ability to do something. Child spirit guy, you can still make it from out of there. You're not fully spirit. You're in a physical body. You got frequency. They've been doing something to impair my ability to play frequency. But with that being said, I downloaded 7010 hertz at the urging of one of my roach spirits. They were disincarnating them from their body last night. and trying to mix them with the royal family, the Mountbatten Windsors. I got Sarah Ferguson and all these motherfuckers. Using them so they could feed off of our consciousness. With that being said, I'm going to try to see about getting them back. It's going to be tricky. I was told saffron oil works on them, but the problem with saffron oil is that I heard it's used to bury victims of the Illuminati. And it don't really fuck them up. But the Rose Spears are Illuminati in certain timelines. They were doing some where they were putting them in and, fixing the attachments and shit so I can be able to get the shit back. But those are some evil, malicious, power-hungry, avaricious motherfuckers. It ain't nothing but them. I know it for a fact. Based on the voices, what I hear in the timeline, everything. So all timelines go back to Philippine, they're Rothschild. And they've been setting it up so I don't get any help. They've been doing somewhere it's only roach attachments from roaches from 3iAtlas. Or some shit. I tell one of my roast beers just now, use 1488 2 hertz on the crack. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm told to do all sorts of weird shit, weird motions just to get shit back, and I can't deal with it. I think that there's easier fucking ways, but this is fucking atrocious. He's supposed to be a full-blown reptilian. He take place in them rituals. I heard that with Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew, they need a justification, just anything to justify their greed to partake in them rituals. She does bloodletting on babies and shit. And she'll, do this motion where she go behind somebody, and it's like what you saw in that fucking movie Hostel. They even have a place called Gita's that they run. Not Gita's, but it's a Gita's. where, you know, it's a bunch of celebrities and all of them. They sit agents where it's children who've been rendered taxidermied. It's some horrible ass shit. You know, they have my mother and they asked her in a place like this where they have women with their legs propped up, where you can have sex with them at will, and they can't think because they've been, even though they're fully conscious, taxidermied. They have a lot of MK Ultra. Something they just took out the entity attachment just now. It's a daily fight having to fucking get my shit back and put that shit back together. I've been trying to use 1.7 million hertz to get back. And I can feel it, you know, getting back into my body. 117 hertz combined with 800 hertz, which revives physical bodies. It's good to have been physical, because I can put you back together and show you where all your shit is. Can help you put yourself back. You know, Road Spirit along with Satan was showing me that yesterday. You're trying to isolate me from all my spiritual protection. Little I have left. I heard I ain't got shit, and I can't get my shit back, which I think is bullshit. 3517 hertz. I was playing that all night. Can be used to revive physical bodies. Oh man, they throwing out my fucking eye and everything, man. I feel weird. But anyways, with that being said, they some avaricious motherfuckers. And every day is just, I got Ace of Wands right here. Going through torturous hell to try to get my shit back. And it's been nothing but. I was working with a little road spirit earlier, trying to get my shit back, and using them frequencies, 1488, 1488 2 hertz. You know, it's really good for getting your shit back. 5300 hertz. It's got something to do with carbon, so it does something to affect niggas. 5302 hertz to get your shit back was helping me out tremendously. Hopefully there ain't no trickery with none of that. I heard Meghan Markle was going to do some trickery shit in the spirit plane. And that's a sadistic bitch. I heard that bitch, one of my road spirits nearly grabbed her ass in the middle of the night. She actually came in talking about, don't do all that. And he was about to grab her ass. So I got to find where her soul consciousness is and fuck the bitch up. Especially in that timeline, something got to be done about that motherfucking hoe. I can't stand a lot of people don't like her half black ass because they see that there's something wrong about her. You know, I remember Taylor Swift, who's under Satan, you know, was able to get her blessings fairly because he saw a nigga bitch was trying to steal her shit in the spirit plane, and all but one, it was my original timeline. Did he help her get her shit back? Satan is fair. That's why I fuck with my boy. That's why I fuck with him. That's why I got a ring. I know what God is. That's why I don't fuck with him as much. Source, I do. That's an evil motherfucker. And that's who the Illuminati. It goes a lot further than that. Makes the human libations to. Human sacrifices to. They don't do that to Saint or Zenu. You know, again, Church of Scientology, they work with Zenu to get people out of soul swaps because it's a very common thing that happens in Hollywood. You know, a lot of them people, just by working in Hollywood, from what I understand, are tacitly rendering consent to have that shit happen to them. And that's how fucked up it is. You know, it happens a lot. You know, you know, I heard when the girl took over my body and became successful, even though it was more of a grassroots thing with a hybrid, she was able to thrive. The Illuminati had to get involved because it's a soul swapping thing. From what I understand, the commissions don't allow that. You're not supposed to soul swap. You're supposed to be in the body you were born in. That's it. But anyways, Bastard would, be another good one. But, I heard the Illuminati gets involved. What's his name? What's that dude's name? I almost want to say it was the whatchamacallit for the Baphomet. I've been trying to get my Baphomet away from them people. Not ain't mine, but Anubis is one of my favorites, Rob. But I heard that the Illuminati gets involved, and that sounds like some international fucking trans multi-dimensional ass fucking police force type shit. I heard that the people at their mansion, because they don't really control shit, they all MK Ultra servants. They don't really pay them. They have royal duties to feed the MK Ultra victims and woo. From what I understand, they sell consciousness or something, a part of theirs. It was selling me or something, so that they can, get money. They only get $12. The royal family $500 from these entities. The Rojas C car and all that shit. I got for them. I got a Sephardish. Sound like Sephardi Jews, which is kind of strange. That's why I saw through my third eye. I like when I thought 2.2 million heard some word. Saw through my third eye. I don't know. I'll just say this. Early this morning, I had a vision of my spirit guides, the smartest being engulfed and taken over and being removed. I heard that my shit I'm learning is inaccurate, correlated to them being taken over and commandeered and removed. So I don't know. They're trying to full time remove them right now, but got that weird look, sepia-like look, like people in them countries be having, like with them YouTube videos where you got weird shit that be going on with the person. Mine's look like that, like a fucking nebulous memory. But with that being said, I heard one of my past life ancestors, and a lot of them I was British, say the other night, y'all motherfuckers, they were saying to the royals, the Mountbatten Windsors, you motherfuckers sold us to the reptilians. And from what I understand, they took power from the royal family, the Romanovs and all of them, and only a small group of royals. You got the Prince of Monaco, who I heard ain't that bad. I heard the Denmark people, they were going to take something from me the other night. And I heard a bunch of other fucking people. You only have a few in existence, and that's because they went direct to the entities that they made a deal with to do this and do that. They didn't just, from what I understand with the Mountbatten Windsors, the Rothschilds, they went around and they were like, hey man, got these beings, they'll give you unlimited power, woo, you never get deposed. You'll always be able to maintain your place. And, everybody else just fucking mindlessly agreed without delving into the specifics of the agreement. The Mountbatten Windsors were the Monacos and all that shit were the smart ones to actually look into it. The Bulgaria, and all that bullshit. They were smart to look into it. So with that being said, they've been divvying off literally my consciousness, and I felt it today when one of my little surviving road spirits tried to get it back. I felt a major difference. We were able to get it back. How serious this shit is, but it's hard to deal with. I keep hearing them say, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is play 3517 hertz or 1.7 million hertz to get back. You stuck on the ship. I don't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and do some cards. I can't be doing all of that where I'm not, I wish none of this would have happened. And I was warned by them roaches, told the Illuminati would send a spaceship or some aliens to fuck with my ass in November, and it happened, November the 8th. That's why you're hearing a lot of Atlas talk, kind of like the Anu Noir. They were coming for me when I was in my old timeline. It got averted. Because I had more powerful spiritual protection. I don't think this speaks to me, trust me. The Ace of Swords, I ain't got it. The Ace of Wands don't either. Four of Swords rest. I'm looking at my cards to see what's coming. Cups. I feel like these cards were in. Yeah, it's driving me crazy. I wish there was something I could take to just get my shit back. But my shit is so internally compromised to the point where I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I'm scared because I don't want to be under this shit. I don't want this shit around. So I'm going to have to play some frequencies to get rid of it. I got road spirits to work. I got shit to work with to expunge that shit out. So with that being said, in the present position, we got the Ace of Swords. And I feel, in the present position, Seven of Pentacles. And I feel that you're learning about a very arduous situation, which ain't impossible, just like I'm learning about mine. Ace of Swords is the current position. That's where you at. This is the obstacle. You're having a hard time coming to terms with something like me. Ace of Swords is your current position. And I feel that it's actually something that's in reverse. I feel like you in the energy of coming up with an epiphany, empowerment. But at the same time, there's blocks that's obstructing you from getting to where you want to be. Six of Pentacles is your future position. And I see deception abounding, but you're getting some help. Ten of Pentacles is where you at. The Ten of Pentacles is where you at. It's your subconscious, and I feel like something is telling you you've been divested of your identity, your family, just like Queen Elizabeth did to the little black girl when she tried to take over. I don't know if she reincarnated into an African family. Something come last night. Page of Swords is the goals position. And something is telling you, know the truth, be down to earth, accept it, and take initiative, take action. Advice card, Cane of Swords. Something is telling you to go over your head and go to something more powerful for spiritual protection. Because it's like what Santa Martin saying the other night. What you're dealing with is something that's way beyond your pay grade. All right. So the energy that surrounds you is the Ace of Cups. I feel like you have a lot of support. You just don't see where it's coming from. A lot of enmity towards you, but you also got a lot of support. You got the Fool card, and that's your fears and your hopes card. And with that being said, I feel that you're in an energy where you feel like something good is coming your way, something positive. It's something that's going to divert from where you used to be. But I don't think it's all that propitious, but it will be ultimately. Just keep your head on the ground, keep common sense alive. Ace of Wands is the outcome. And I feel like you see somebody, ain't somebody you really want coming in, that's going to abet you. And make sure you get all your shit, all your stuff back. Sincere, good people, you know, who got spirit, who got light in them. They ain't, you know, I saw the soul consciousness of the royals. Andrew, Prince Andrew here. Like I was showing, wolves are based on people stuck in hell realms. You can use 125 hertz to take them out. 1185 hertz transmutes hell realms. 56 hertz spirit jars. They're going to try to use that knowledge against me. So be careful. I feel this Meghan Markle's energy right behind me. You know, you got people trapped in hell realms. The rest of them, like Harry and all that, I was told if I was to have gotten into it, if Meghan Markle was going to come with some bullshit, because she wanted them, I would have beat that bitch ass. I don't care about that nigga mayate bullshit. I don't want to hear it. You my enemy. And part of that shit, you my enemy. Instantly. I heard the Rothschilds were up to something up there when I lived up there and wanted me out, and sent a black dude remind me of Baron Samedi to say something. That's my enemy. That's the enemy of humanity, because they farm us as loose for them motherfuckers, low key. And they take a lot of Africans. That's why they let a lot of Africans into England with them counselor homes. Quick to give it to them. I don't know about the Arabs. Arabs, I know they under the demiurge is and he's cool too. Allah. But with the Jamaicans, they're going to be doing it even more so. So I got to do something about this Baron Samedi shit. Part of my bloodline, y'all know it's right. With that being said, you can try to put him back 35, 17 hertz and all that. These frequencies here. With that being said, with Baron Samedi, he's they're going to be using that against us, but I heard they act as muscle for him spiritually, using Baron Samedi at times. I don't know if it's deliberate or inadvertent. They tend to be traitors to their people, but it's because a lot of them niggas from Africa, they bring them sacrifices. You know, that's why they let them into them counselor homes. They quick to give them welfare and all that shit when they, you know, land on their shores. I remember when I was in jail, right before all of this happened. I think it was. Maybe when I came back, I'm not really sure. Talking to an African lady who kept deprecating other Africans and, you know, boasting about being with the old white boy that got her and her little half-bred baby living in the car. And I'm like, You know, don't be praising crackers over your people. But she was talking about they practice dark magic against each other. And that's kind of fucked up to know, you know. Every time I've been in the presence of Africans, nothing but beautiful to me. They love African, you know, black American people. They, you know, can look down on us, but they will help you in the New York second. They have that umama shit going on with them. So I don't see it. They got that umama shit, but here Sarah Ferguson and all that shit. That's Andrew's husband. I heard that he rapes that Beatrice, his daughter. That's why she was looking like this one day. Anyways, I heard if I would have whipped the ass, I would have whipped the ass. It would have been like with that couple. I was drunk and I don't know. But I was beating her ass and the guy had to step in. You know, when I'm drunk, it's a wrap. I mean, look, I can lift this shit up. It's 30 pounds. I can't do this yet, but, you know, maybe I should work out for my... I gotta estrange myself from this shit. Past, I would have, you know, a hand that would try to push it back. I don't have that anymore. Put back my body. I know the best was Santa Muerte, and I know she on board that ship. I had a road spirit seer in my soul consciousness trying to do something. But anyways, I was told, this is how pernicious and evil they are. He would have tried to do something. And some of the people, the guys on the PC, especially Mexicans, they would have stepped in and interceded on my behalf. And he would have tried to come back and rape me. And the way they rape you is, they turn into the higher self that they feed. And in his case, I wouldn't have seen it. It would have came out of nowhere. He would have turned into a reptilian. He would have devoured me. That's what you're dealing with them. They're not human. And they should be regarded as less. But I'm going to say something right now. I and them road spirits did something in the spirit plane to set it up so that none of us are under them motherfuckers. And apparently they ain't on board the ship. But we tried to do something to set it up so we ain't under them motherfuckers. And we came close. They were in Santa Muerte's hell realm or something. And she put them in there. You know, as a matter of fact, look at this Epstein statue. This is a black lady that they kidnapped from Africa. Trafficked through the Africans. She was about to be a victim. She was a victim of, from what I was told by my road spears, of roaches. Giant roaches, you know, just like what I'm dealing with 3iAtlas aliens. You know, ancestral people who were stuck in roach realms, and so they manifest as giant cockroaches. And I was told that when Santa Muerte found out they were stealing people from her hell realm with that shit, she shut that shit down. She don't like them at all. With me, I had a child spirit guy sometimes look like that who say, we're not doing that over here, and just walk back and try to block it as much as she can. I believe in helping humanity, even at my expense. But we came very close. It's kind of like how when working with Allah, I almost got shit taken off the gold standard, put back. And they felt egalitarian, beautiful. With this, we came very close to freeing humanity from what they sacrificed us to. And I sound schizophrenic, but the shit felt real. I felt the change. In the original timeline, it was allowed to go through, but them niggas got placed in Santa Muerte's hell realm. They got fucked up. So with that being said, take the motherfuckers out, the Rothschilds and the Winds of Mountbattens. Those are some, they ain't as powerful as you think. You can do shit in the spirit world to take their power away. I'm going to say this right now. The Romanovs, the original royal families, stuck in hell, they all got their power back. So that shit's true. When I heard one of my English ancestors say, you sold us out to the reptilians or something, that's accurate. Yeah, they were in Santa Muerte's hell realm. And, you know, like I say, something ain't right. Because they ain't fully, and they still able to take my shit and physically come in and snatch my shit. They're outside of this Atlas, so got to do something.